Hi, it's a beautiful day here in the Triad area of North Carolina. It's really bright with the sun, so I got to put my sunglasses on. It's a little hot as well, but you can see I got some blue sky back there and some puffy white clouds. And maybe you're asking yourself, what are some places that we can go to that are close, but not necessarily to the mountains and not necessarily to the beach? Well, we found some places that are within 2 hours driving distance of the Triad area. So stay tuned to find out what those are, from waterfalls to wine vineyards to what's going on over in Raleigh. One thing that you can do in the afternoons here is do some wine tasting. We checked out Childress, Curran, Junius Lindsay, Native Vines, and Weathervane. We haven't gotten a chance to go to Old Home Place Vineyard yet, but we will soon. So on today's episode of Day Trips in the Triad area, we are at Curran Alexander Vineyards. It's on 150 Davidson County in Lexington. So let's go check it out and see what kind of wines they have and do some wine tasting. Come on. At Curran Alexander, they have Rosé, Pinot Grigio, Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Merlot. We tried the Pinot Grigio and the Rosé, and both were delicious. Very sweet and very crisp, in our opinion. Also, you can get a small charcuterie board that comes in a little portable pack. Take it outside, listen to the live music, check their website. I'll put their website at the end of the video to see what they have happening on the weekends. Also, while you're at Curran Alexander Vineyards, they have these artifacts with plaques on them that date all the way back to the Saponi Indians, Daniel Boone, and George Washington. So after you do a wine tasting, you can walk around the vineyard and check out the historical artifacts they have on the property, as well as check out the different types of grapes that all eventually will be made into wine. The next winery we went to was the Weathervane Winery in Davidson County. We had a delicious white wine, a rosé, as well as red wine. Their tasting room is indoors, or you can move to the outside where they have some nice bistro tables set up. They also do live events, so be sure to check out their website to see what's going on. Then we checked out Native Vines Winery, also located on Route 150 in Lexington. These wines were a bit sweeter than the other wines, but still tasted really good. Check them out. After Native Vines, we went over to Junius Lindsay. We were greeted by a pickup truck, and we had some delicious wines from there as well that you can see here. Their tasting room was all outdoors with a nice breeze that would flow by and a friendly golden retriever who greeted us. Excellent rosé wine and a very beautiful view of the vineyards while we were sipping the various wines that we were tasting. Then we headed over to Childress Vineyards, which is also in Davidson County. Had some delicious variations of white wines. Did a flight of wine that you can see here in this picture. The grounds there are also really beautiful. This is the entrance to Childress Vineyards. They also have a bistro. Had an excellent chicken salad, and their sweet potato waffle fries with cinnamon were just awesome. So when you go there, be sure to have an order of those on the side. Come on, follow me to our next adventure. We drove over to Raleigh to the Dorothea Dix State Park, which is about an hour and 40 minutes away, to check out the Sunflower Festival. We went around noon, and I would suggest going either in the morning or in the evening because it was pretty hot around noontime. The sunflowers were absolutely beautiful, everything was blooming, and I even spotted an orange sunflower that you see here. This event at Dorothea Dix Park is free. Dorothea Dix Park used to have a mental health hospital on its grounds, and Dorothea Dix was an advocate for mental health hospitals in the mid to late 1800s. After seeing all the sunflowers, we were famished, so we decided to get some food at a restaurant called Himalayan Nepali Cuisine, close to downtown Cary, and it was delicious. We ordered takeout from that restaurant and went to a state park in Cary called William Umstead State Park. I'll put the website at the end of the video as well. They had this really cool amphitheater, lots of hiking trails, plenty of parking. It was free admission to get in. And the different trails that they had are good for all skill levels. As you can see, it's pretty flat. There was also a lake there and a concession stand where you could get different kinds of beverages, snacks for the kids, etc. They also had a place for you to be able to rent canoes, and it was just a beautiful spot to be able to have a nice picnic and hang out under the shade of the trees. Before heading back to the Triad and after we had our lunch over at the state park, we decided to check out downtown Cary. They had some pretty cool painted artwork on the sides of the buildings, very nostalgic looking movie theater, and a cute little quaint, charming downtown. The next place we went, about an hour and a half west of the Triad, is this park in Valdez, and it was about an eighth of a mile hike to this waterfall. And in the waterfall, it was a little bit steep to get down there, but people were swimming around, having a good time. About an hour and a half west of the Triad is Carter Falls. This was probably about a half-mile hike to get into the waterfall. They had two separate ways to get there, the easy route and the harder route. We took the easier way because we had our 13-year-old dog, Beagle Mix Alex, with us. And for the steep part of the trail, we really didn't feel that he could do it. He was able to get in and swim a little bit in one of the little natural pools. And this is a picture of me with Alex, our little hiker. This park is free admission and free parking. After this park, we went over and checked out Elkin, their main street, before heading home. About an hour north of Winston-Salem is Pilot Mountain. This is the knob that you're looking at here. Parking and admission to the park is free. There are different hiking trails that start off at the base of the mountain, but if you don't feel like hiking all the way to the top, you can drive in the car to the top of the mountain, and they have various vista points at the top with maps that show what you're looking at in terms of the Blue Ridge Mountains and what you're seeing down below you. About 20 minutes north of Pilot Mountain is Mount Airy, and the main street of Mount Airy is very quaint and charming. You can get milkshakes, ice cream, different Andy Griffith paraphernalia, etc., souvenirs. They just had some really cool stuff like this Coca-Cola sign. And then on the other side of Main Street, they still have the set from the Andy Griffith show. So if you remember that show or have seen reruns on television, these might look familiar to you. There's Fred's Radio and TV Repair, and last we stopped by Andy Griffith's home place, and you can actually rent to stay there. Did you like today's video? If so, please give me a thumbs up. And feel free to subscribe to my channel so that way you can be notified the next time that I make a video. All my information is in the first pinned comment below. Until next time.